Hey guys, it's Dave coming to you from the dog yard here in Southern Maryland. It is Friday of Labor Day weekend. It's about 4 o'clock, 74 degrees, slight breeze, heavy overcast. Wow, is it nice compared to what we've had. So, I realize it's summer in late August, but we have had what we affectionately know as the devil's asshole over us for the last few days. 100 degrees with 100% humidity, and that is just pure misery. Just sitting here in that kind of weather is just miserable. So that's why there's been no cigar vids for the last few nights. But today is absolutely perfect. Uh, I think I said 74, and that's the high of the day. So we had a huge set of thunderstorms blow through last night, and I think that kind of blew out the weather. Um, we warm up again for a couple days, but essentially I think the back of summer is broken, and we are now transitioning into fall, which is perfect. Can't wait. All right, so today I'm smoking another kind of a little one. I should have brought a backup, but this is the Perdomo Habano Maduro. I love this Maduro wrap. So let me get that wrapper off of there. Stuck on pretty good. Oh, there it goes. I'm going to take both wrappers off tonight right away. I did a flat cut with my my guillotines. Draw is good. Ooh, boy, that tastes good. I don't do dry draws very often. That's a good one. All right, I'm going to fire it up with my 30-year-old lighter, and we'll be back in a minute. All right, she's lit well. Wow, I wish this was a Churchill length. What a wonderful little cigar. The draw is perfect. You can tell it's lightly wrapped, or not tightly rolled. I'd say bold flavor, but not harsh on you at all. Ooh, an excellent retro. Wow, great little cigar. Well, it's nice to be back out here. It's nice to have a cigar. It's nice to be back with you guys. I know I miss my regulars when they don't post for a day, so I apologize for not posting the last couple of nights, but it just was not happening. So maybe thinking, oh, so we're not worth the little sweat, huh? Nope. I'm not going to sit out here in 100-degree weather. It's not, it's just, don't even want to light up a cigar in that kind of weather. I realize there are people who live in that 100-degree heat every day. You know, the Vegas guys, New Mexico, Arizona. I do not know how they do it. I could not live in that kind of climate. No, Sasha's growing up. I'm going to turn you around and show her. She's doing a protective detail out there. She thinks it's her job now to patrol. And show how concerned the others are. There's old Finn. Chance is out there. He doesn't care. Echo really couldn't care. She's having fun digging. And there's Finn saying, I'll help you. There's just Chance just being Chance. Can't even see Sasha. Where'd she go? She's still up behind there. Well, we'll show her later. Look at this, she's crawled under there. She might have found something to hunt. No idea. All right, that's enough dogs. So I always tell you guys when I have great days in the market, and the last 2 days have been for shit. I'm down 30 grand in the last 2 days. So I still hold the positions. I'm pretty sure they're going to turn around. I think fundamentally they're going to do what I expect them to do, but they're going against me right now. So that's a really good example of a guy's got 100 grand to have in his account, and I'm down 30 right now. I'm down 30%. I'll let you know how next week goes and see how it goes. But I always talk about my good days, so I'll put my bad days out there. 2 bad days in a row. So it's not a loss until you take it, but it could potentially get worse over the weekend, but I don't think it will. But what the hell do I know? So there, being honest with you guys. So one of the funny things about being retired is, I know today's Friday and I know it's Labor Day weekend, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. Tomorrow will be just like today. I'll get up and do my morning chores, and Saturday's my weekly chore day. I told you that. So I'll do all my daily chores, and then I'll do all my weekly chores, and then I have coffee with the wife. Then I'll head over to the paddock for a few hours. There's good and bad in that. I mean, and those of you that have to go to work every day go, there's no bad in that. That's you idiot. So there is. It's 99% good. I definitely understand that. But it is weird to not care or sometimes even know it's a holiday weekend. People are asking me, hey, you got big plans for the weekend? I'm like, no, I have no plans for the weekend. My life is so good and so settled. It borders on boring sometimes. I'll take it, by the way. I'm not complaining. Emery and I talk about this, and we've said that on the videos before. We're about as good. Life is about as good as it could be right now. We have to be prepared for it not to be. Chance could go sick on us, or mom could get much worse. One of our kids could develop a problem. But right now life is really good, really stable, really consistent, and so for a guy like me, that type A hard charger, you have to fight. I have to fight the urge to start a new project, to do something new, to mess up the good, to mess up the consistent. So that's why last November I started the paddock project, and that's why I come out here every night. Come out here and spend some time with you guys. It's part of the consistency of my life, and it helps me, guys. It helps me not start a new big project in life. So what have I been doing the last couple of days? Man, I have been working my ass off in the paddock. I had it's a 3-bay warehouse, right? And bays 1 and 2 were in great shape. They're pretty much just the way I want them. Very few things on the floor. No boxes or anything that I don't know what's in them. No unlabeled things. Everything's on shelves. Everything's stacked neat. The paddock itself, where I do my videos and all my work and stuff, in great shape. My cellar is almost complete. I've got 2 shelving units. They should be here any day now. I'll do the biggest unboxing in YouTube history probably, and go through that column of boxes from Esterval's with all the HU products in there. I'll have to do final HU counts for you guys. I'll reiterate, I'm not selling right now. I'm not ready to be a distributor. Mainly because Esterval still has 59 blends listed. So you guys can do what I did, buy them from Esterval and have them sent over. If the shipping costs, are prohibitive, maybe team up with 1 or 2 people and do a larger order. Because the shipping costs don't seem to change much with the size of your order. So But anyway, but that left the third bay, the third warehouse. Man, it was I still had shit just piled up on the floor, just piles of shit just piled there. It was, I hated it. I absolutely hate that way of living. When I vacated the other two, I used to have 5 bays. When I vacated the other two, I basically just moved everything over. I just put it in the truck, drove the truck around, and unloaded the truck. And gosh, it's been a while. I don't know if it's been a year. It might have been a year. November might be a year that I vacated the other two. So I'm coming up on a year with that stuff just piled around, and I just, it's embarrassing. And so I've been working pretty hard. So I got industrial shelving units in, 2 of them, got those constructed, got them placed, started putting stuff on those shelving. So I'm close. I'm close. It's nice to get a project of that magnitude. By the time it hits 1 year, which would be Thanksgiving, I should have the total all 3 bays of the paddock in really good shape. So I got my HU shelves coming in. I got a little bit more work to do with the I've got parts and lubricants and cleaners and all that. I need to get that organized on the shelves. And then I've got 2 tables with stuff just stacked on it. Just tobacco stuff, cigar stuff, tobacco stuff, smoking stuff, trinkets, extra parts, extra lighter fluid, just all your extra shit. And that's kind of piled on a couple of tables. So once I get the HU shelves built and installed and all the HE stuff on it, once I get my industrial stuff done, I may have to buy 1 or 2 more shelving units just for just the extra stuff. And then all 3 should be, kind of show quality, kind of ready to go. I'll take you through it. I'll take you through what it looks like now, and then I'll take you through what it looks like as each of the little minor projects get completed. But that's what I've been working on. So all the day-to-day stuff that my life requires, and then doing that. I talk about doing the thing you want to do least first, and putting those stupid shelves together. That is the least thing I want to do. So first thing this morning, that's what I did. I went over the paddock and built that shelf unit. First thing I did yesterday was go over there and build the shelf unit. So it's not hard. It's just a pain in the ass. And then getting them placed. I do all this by myself. So getting them placed, that was a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. But both are done. So that's what it's been, working in the paddock the last couple of days. So guys, a great little cigar. In fact, I pulled the bands off, opened them up. I'm going to show them to you. Perdomo, Habano, Maduro. If you like a little bit shorter cigar, you don't have the hour and a half to do a full Churchill. This is a great one. I don't think I bought these. Somebody might have given them to me. I just don't remember. But so I can't even tell you how much they are. I think I'm gonna start flat cutting my cigars more often. The draw is much better than the punch I've been using. So I've been showing you the tobacco I've been smoking. I told you I've been sticking to 110 until I finish it, and I finished that Iris cask. And then today I finished that C&D Party Line. Both of those I really enjoyed. I'm not going to buy either one. I don't know what that says. I don't really mean for that to be a comment on the quality of the tobacco. I really enjoyed both of them. You've seen my cellar. I just don't need to be cellaring every single thing that my mouth likes. So I'm not going to put them on my top 10 list, and I'm not going to cellar them anymore. In fact, I'm not going to buy either one again right now. It's just because I super enjoyed it, but I'm going to let them go for now. That's not easy for me to say. I think Dave 6 months ago would have been, I would have 10 both of them and stuck them in the cellar. I'm not going to do that this time. But tomorrow we start a new 10. I'll do that on video though. I'll show you the opening, and we'll do the 10 note. We'll read Jim Inks. we'll read the tin, and I'll give you my thoughts on it. So, new tobacco tomorrow from the paddock. Great smoke, guys. This is one of the better smoke. Cigars produce different kind of smokes, just like your pipe tobacco does, and this is one of the better smoking cigars I've had. I might have to add it to my top 5 or 10 list on my cigars. I need to do a top 10 list for my cigars, and I said out loud, you're right. This might be on it. I might have to look these up. One light. It's holding the ash very well. It's a bold minus or medium plus. I'm not sure where to put it. If you're a light smoker, if you're a light cigar guy, this probably isn't for you. It's bold without being harsh, though, I gotta say. So if you're looking to move up, sorry that sounds judgmental, but if you're looking to move up the scale like to a more full-bodied, medium plus bold, this might be a great stick for you to try. Buy one or two and try them. All right, guys, we got two serious subjects tonight. One is, because of Michigan Piper, you guys have been talking more about health lately. Because this question was, what are you doing to improve yourself? And most answers have included my physical, I'd like to improve my physical well-being. We have watched Uncle Willie be ravaged by a body turning against him, and we watched Jim go through a real struggle this last couple months. We watched Chuck and Piper, Doug, those three guys that have really, those are great examples of a body that turns against you very quickly. And then in my life, I've had 3 or 4 guys who have given up. Just kind of gave up. And, one died of a massive heart attack. One died of complete liver and organ failure due to his drinking. And I've got another friend, actually it was a graduate high school with Anne Marie, who gave up, and his drinking caused him to lose his liver, and he can't make the transplant list. And so he decided, why quit drinking then? So he's going to drink himself to death. So those are 3 directly in my life, in the 3 I mentioned on the part of our YouTube community. So I think we can say factually, in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, you can get away with a lot of shit. As I smoke a cigar, by the way, so the irony is not lost on me. We can get away with a lot of bad decisions, and we make them. We make a lot of bad decisions. I did too. And I saw Sawgunner put up one about him, how he's making changes to what he's doing. And I think we spend a lot of time, and through our teenagers, we don't even give a shit most of the time. You made a rubber and magic juice at that point. But then you spend 30 years kind of doing whatever you want. We make a lot of bad input decisions, as I would call it. Well, we eat and drink. We make a lot of bad decisions. Now, some people graduate out of that much sooner than I did. My graduation occurred 6 years ago. When I sold my company, I swore I would get a hold of myself. And I've probably lost 50 pounds since then. And I'm very careful. Not every day and not every week. But you've seen me do my fasts. I've tried to make you a part of that. I did a 4-day fast last time I was in Wyoming. I did a 15-day fast the trip before that. I'm heading back out probably September 23rd. I'll be out there for 2 months. You'll see me do another one while I'm out there again. And I just think I watch Jim is starting to make some real progress. Uncle Willie's been a little bit more off the grid. Even we text now and then, but he's pretty much off the grid. So I don't really know what he's doing. Um, trucking Piper Doug has been pretty open about what he's trying to do as well. And then Ethan just posted one about what he's doing. So I just think there's a lot of momentum, a lot of activity, a lot of support for us who want to make some decisions that could improve and maybe lengthen and improve our lives. I think my main message tonight is don't give up. Don't give up on yourself physically. And the second level message is don't just talk about it, do it, do something, do. I'm always on you about act, do, think, plan, do, review. Been my mantra to everybody I mentor for the last 2 decades probably is dream, think, plan, do, repeat. Jim this morning said he can't believe how better he feels after 2 days of eating right and getting out of that goddamn scooter of his. So congratulations, Jim, man. And I know Chuck and Piper has had quite a bit of success over the last year. He's got a long ways to go, but he's shown himself how he can do it. Potter Piper's had real success over the last decade, I think. I know less about his details and timeline, but he's really improved his life as well. So for me, the major change 6 years ago was I have real success with the keto eating, the carnivore eating, intermittent fasting, and then full-on fasting. My body reacts to those things very, very well. My body reacts very, very quickly to bad input too. My wife's a great cook. She's a great baker. And so, my sugar addiction can come raging back within 2 or 3 days if I'm not careful. And, I can switch to pancakes and waffles and carbohydrates very quickly. So it's up to me not to quit on myself and not go back to those things. And so, so don't quit. Don't quit on yourself. Big picture. I don't care what age you are. I'm making some other changes, some of them to the paddock to help me do that. And I'll show those to you as they happen. I got a big delivery today and I've made some changes in the fridge at the paddock. I'll go through those with you as well. Not as dictatorial, but it's just to show you what works for me. And some of the things are easy. Well, just about everything's easy if you make small changes. Small changes added up make big changes very easy. Like I hear some people saying, I give up coffee, or I'm like Jim says he's cutting down to 1 cup of coffee a day. I don't believe coffee's the issue. I think black coffee is actually pretty good for you. It's what we put in it that we have to be careful of. I think putting sugar in coffee negates all positive aspects of coffee. If I have to put something in, I put heavy cream in. I mean, I actually buy whipping cream that you pour, and I put that in. I don't do it very often. I mean, I can't remember the last time I did it. It's been months. Or butter coffee, look it up. It's pretty damn tasty. Sounds weird as hell. You put like a third of a stick of butter in your cup of coffee and whip it up. Sometimes you have to reheat it after you do it, but it tastes pretty damn good, and it's pretty damn good for you. And I don't mean margarine or no fat or low fat butter. I mean, what is it? What's the gold? Kelly's Gold. Can't even think of it right now. Or Amish butter. It tastes so good and it satiates your body, and the fats, those are high quality fats, and that's what your body needs. if it can help you not put sugar in, and you cut the sugar out of your diet, sweets out of your diet, and eventually carbohydrates out of your diet, the weight falls off you. I mean, 20, 30 pounds a month. It's crazy. We've been taught a lot of wrong things about nutrition over the last 30 or 40 years. The food pyramid's a joke. And a lot of what guidance we've been given have been written by companies that are owned by the pharmaceutical companies. That should tell you a lot. Walk a mile a day. Just get off your chair, get off the couch, walk a mile. Treadmill, on your sidewalks, wherever, it doesn't matter. Get some sunlight on your skin. Switch to one meal a day. Cut sugar out of your diet. Eat more real meat. It's not nearly as hard as it seems. When you sit at the beginning of it and say, I got to lose 100 pounds, it can seem impossible, but 10 or 15 small changes done regularly starting tomorrow can really make a difference. So the last part I'll talk about with don't give up on yourself is up here in your head. I've told you I read a lot. That's what I would recommend, to be honest. Straight up, start reading. But some of you aren't going to do that. I know that. So I'll switch it to learn something. Learn something more. I mean, whatever you're into. Learn more about tobacco. Learn about a country. Learn about our origination. Learn about ammo. Learn about weapons. Learn about, whatever floats your boat that'll get you excited to learn. The daily excursion into the unknown mentally, whether you do it through YouTube or reading or Audible, or I don't really care how you do it. That's not the point. Especially for those of us retired, you have to do it on your own, because sometimes your job requires you to learn something new. Like look what Piper Ken's going through right now. He's basically learned a whole new career. As he transitions from a line guy to a manager, that's one of the hardest transitions in a career. Because just because you're good at doing something doesn't mean you're good at managing others to do it. So it really is a new skill set. So the question would be, and I don't need to know the answer, it's none of my damn business, but what are you learning? What are you getting good at that you weren't good at yesterday? What are you reading? What are you doing? What are you getting good at that you weren't good at yesterday? If we can do those two things, if we can keep our mind sharp by learning and exploring, and if we can watch our inputs, watch what we eat, and get slightly physical, light weightlifting, walking, you can add great decades to our lives. So I'm 60. I just turned 60 in April. And I'll tell you, at 50, things start to change, but at 60, things, you start paying the piper for, hey, the Potter Piper. I'm kidding. You pay the piper for a lot of bad decisions. A lot of people don't make 60, and a lot of people don't make 65, and a lot of people don't make 70. Why do you think the Social Security ages are set the way they are? Social Security is meant to sustain you for a year or two, not for decades. All right, that's enough of that subject. All right, guys, so the second subject is one where I'm going to review the movie I haven't seen yet. I've not done my research, so I'm going to do something I normally don't do. I'm going to talk about a subject that I've not done my backup research. I can't send you links or anything yet. Well, I'm going to do it over the next couple of days. And the reason I'm so adamant about it is it affects my son. I'm going to talk about Denver. If you follow the news out of Denver lately, the Mexican cartels have selected Denver as kind of their base of operations for the United States. I suspect it's partially due to its central location to everywhere. I also suspect it's due to the weapons control initiatives of Colorado. Over the last 10 years or so, Denver and Colorado have really moved left, to the point where I think it now ruins the great state of Colorado. I love it there. I owned a place. Summit County is where all the ski areas are, and I owned a place at Copper Mountain for 10 or 15 years. Now I haven't owned it for 10, but we used to go skiing there every year. I mean, I loved Colorado. Hell, from 91 to 94, I spent every other week in Boulder. I thought Boulder was great. In the back roads and the bike paths and the ski areas. The culture of Colorado was fantastic. Anyway, squirrel, as they say. So, there, for those of us that don't live in Denver, the suburb of Aurora is Denver. Now, like Garrett's screaming into the camera right now, like Aurora is not Denver. Aurora is Denver. If you live in New York or Maryland, California, Aurora is Denver. Now, it's a suburb and it's got its own shit going on, but it's essentially a suburb of Denver. There are actually news reports coming out the last couple of days where some of these cartel gangs have decided this apartment complex is not going to be theirs, and they're actually going into buildings and going into individual units heavily armed and tossing the family out and taking possession of the apartment or the condo with the intent of taking the entire building, with the intent of taking the entire complex. And law enforcement doesn't feel like they can stop it. I've watched 2 things on this. All right. So I really want to get a sense of what is law enforcement actually saying and what are the actual intentions of the cartel if I can find them. I find this troubling because it makes sense to me. And I find it troubling because it's only a few miles from my son's home. And he goes back there on Sunday after 3 weeks in Wyoming. I'd be much happier if my son would move out of Denver and move to the Wyoming house, but he wants to be an urban guy for now. And so we talk about the southern border being open, how we don't like it. I believe this is a manifestation of that policy, where these people come across with absolutely no review, obtain weaponry, and begin to take things over. And I believe that is our future. And I think these news reports are the first I've seen where it's being done by force and not by our own government. We've actually had VA homes closed and then given to the illegal aliens. We've had hotels closed and given to the illegal aliens. That's being done by us. This is different. This is the illegals saying we're going to take. I believe there is much more of this to come. So if you live in Colorado, if you live in the Denver area, I sure hope you're doing what you need to do to get your carry permits and put your home defense weaponry in place. I hope you're hardening your doors, putting in mechanical door stops, doing the things that can prevent this. But eventually, I think it'll be more than Denver. So I just want to say to a larger audience, I hope you're getting your carry permits. I hope you're getting your home defense weaponry. And I hope you're hardening. I got a helicopter flying over. It's pretty low. I'm hoping you're hardening your homes. There's some basic things you can do, right? Replace all the doorstop screws, the ones you can barely even measure. Put in 3 and 4 inch screws to all your locks, door facings. You can install mechanical door stops at the bottom of your door so nobody can break in. Anyway, enough of that for now. I'm going to do some more research. I'll come back on this subject later. Just be aware. It's horrible to have our government give away our resources to illegals, but it is entirely different to allow them to take them by force. I can come to, if we allow this, if we establish a precedence where this is okay, this would become rampant in our country. All right, enough of this. We'll bring this up later, guys. This thing's so good, I went with my cigar roach clip. Still pretty good, even down here. A great cigar. All right, guys. Well, kind of coming to the end of the cigar. That usually means I've talked a lot. The video's getting long, so I'm going to shut up and go ahead and post this. We're heading into my favorite time of year, and that what I mean by that is September to May. I love it. I love all those months. I'm not much for June, July, or August here. They're much better in Wyoming. I can't wait for the fall weather to kick in here in Maryland. And in about a month, not a month, yeah, about a month. Yeah, 3 weeks from this weekend, actually, I'm heading back. So can't wait for fall. Can't wait to get back to Wyoming. My daughter Lauren's doing great. She's finished 2 weeks now of her senior year. My son's finishing 3 weeks of his own in Wyoming. Yeah, life is good. Guys, I hope you have a great Labor Day weekend. I'll be back tomorrow. Not sure on what, but I'll do some paddock updates, and we'll do the new pipe tobacco tin opening and my thoughts on it. And we'll see where we go from there. Didn't do a Freedom Friday video today because, frankly, I'm getting a little bit short on ideas. I've done all my weapons. I've done all my ammo. I've done all my sharp things. I've done my body armor. I've done my night vision. I've done my camo. I've done my med kits. So to say body armor, I've kind of done it all. So I can start repeating things. We've done handgun reviews. We've done shotgun roundup. We've done the rifle reviews. If there's something you want to see, or if you're new to the channel, you haven't seen them, just ask questions or give me some ideas, because I'll keep doing them. I just don't want to keep doing Freedom Friday videos that look the same, that I've been doing. Guys, that's it. May God bless you. May God turn his ear towards your prayer. I hope you're praying. May God make his face shine upon you, and may he bless your life as well as he continues to bless mine. Good night, you guys. Talk to you tomorrow.